Okay, the most confusing thing about this class is try to figure out how many topics that you've gained per week. All right, so if you log into ALEKS, you go to the home screen and you click on ALEKS.Pi. If you go to the timeline, it's going to look like this. You want this ALEKS.Pi. This number in the middle, that's how many total topics that you currently have. Okay, so whatever that number is, that's how many total topics that you currently have. You'll have to look at the syllabus to see how many total topics there are for your course. Every course is a little bit different. Don't get caught up with this mastered and learned and remaining up here. Just focus on this number in the middle. Okay, so currently where I'm at, I have 130 topics. Other things that you need to think about, each week you have to spend so much time in ALEKS. For this course, for this week, okay, it's on week 16, I have to spend 10 hours in ALEKS this week, and I have to complete that by Sunday before midnight. Okay, and this, every time you log in, it will tell you how much time that you have remaining. So that's usually pretty straightforward. Most students don't have a problem with the time. Now let's talk about topics gained, because this is something that you have to keep track of yourself. Don't get caught up in this topic goal here. I would rather you follow the syllabus and figure out how many topics that you have to gain each week. Okay, so I'm at 130. I have to figure out how many topics that I have to gain this week. In order to figure this out, you have to first of all look at the syllabus. So let's look at the syllabus. Okay, so here's the syllabus. Okay, so let's say I'm on week 2. Okay, so let's say I'm on this week. Okay, so it says by the end of this week I need to get to at least a total of 76 topics. Well, I've already met that. I'm at 130 topics. But it also says here that I have to gain 38 topics. So whether you've already met this goal or not, you still have to gain 38 topics. And you have to spend 10 hours in ALEKS. So I know I have to gain 38 topics. So that means I have to gain 38 topics to this 130. So by the end of this week, it needs to say 168. Okay, even though I'm above the topic goal for this week, I still have to gain however many topics that it says in the syllabus each week. So I have to get to 168. So all throughout the week when I log on, go to the home screen, I have to see what this number is. Once I get to 168 and I've met the time goal, then I can stop for this week. Or I can keep going. It's your choice. Okay, so something else that I want you to be aware of . Each week, I will print out these progress reports. Okay, and the progress reports will tell you the initial or the beginning, how many topics. For instance, if we look at Sharon 99, in the beginning of the week, she started out with 4 topics. By the end of the week, she got to 16 topics. That means she gained 12 topics. Also, she spent 10 hours in ALEKS. If you're not sure how many topics that you started with for the beginning of the week, you can always look at these reports. So this is week 1. So at the end of week 1, she was at 16 topics. So if you're on week 2, you can go back and look at week 1 report and see how many topics that you were at the end of week 1. So you know where you're starting at for week 2. Okay, so she's right now at 16 topics. It's week 1. Let's go back to the syllabus. Okay, if we were at week 1 and she's at 16 topics, we have to get to a total of 38, but we have to gain 38. So we'd have to do 16 plus 38, which would be 54. So she'd have to get to 54 topics by the end of the week, if that was the scenario there. Hopefully that was helpful. This is the hardest part of this class, figuring out how many topics that you have to gain each week. Again, looking at this, you have to keep track of this yourself. You need to look at the syllabus to see how many topics that you have to gain each week. So hopefully that helps.